Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play SaGa 2, Goddess of Destiny. Now, I am going to try to find the two remaining muses, I am going to give all the gifts I have to the muses, and I am going to explore Nasty Dungeon. I might even revisit the Arena of the Dead now that I've defeated a few more major bosses. But Apollo has my angel wings, so there's not a convenient way for me to travel to the earlier worlds at the moment. But I will do these things, though for now they'll just have to wait, because right now we have to find the 78th relic. But even before I do that, I'm going to rest at this inn. This has been a long time coming. It's been quite a while since I've been able to restore my character's abilities, but here we are, resting in Final Town, back up to full. Let's see, do I have anything to drop off the warehouseman here? So you probably have some things to sell. Yeah, I definitely have some things to sell. Let's drop off the self-repair. That's something that I might want later. And let's see, everything else here looks like I'm happy to get rid of. Okay, so, well, actually, I'm going to drop off a couple of these staves. Let's drop off, not the Staff of Healing, let's drop off the Staff of Wizardry and the Raising Cane. I would rather hold on to those. Those seem like a little bit rarer items. Same thing with the Flare Tome, actually. Let's put the Flare Tome in storage. Everything else, though, I think I'm happy selling. So let's explore this town and see what's available here in the various stores of Final Town. And as the name suggests, this is the last town in the game. It's got a really unique appearance in this remake as well too. It looks like kind of a devastated wasteland of a town. No one has ever returned from the final dungeon alive. Imposing words from a small flower. Let's see, here we are in the weapons shop. Let's see what's available here. Two separate shopkeepers, that's a good sign. Let's start out by selling things, since I do have all of these extra things with me. I have an arquebus with only one use. We'll get rid of that, along with this Yoshiyuki. It's a Rondite. It's been nice knowing you, Rondite. I really like the look of that weapon, but it's been outclassed at this point. Get rid of some gold gloves. Not planning on using this chainsaw, nor this gold needle. We have a 500 Kiro gold nugget. That's a bit of a shame that it wasn't more valuable than that. But even though you can, like, reload your saves to get different items from excavate points, even if you do that, you don't know whether the gold nugget you're getting out of the chest is a valuable one or not. I kind of like that about it. Alright, so here we have some things we've seen before and some we haven't. Notably, we can buy beam rifles and mountain storms here, and leopard 2s. Wow, this is actually a really good shop. Dragon swords and missiles and flare tomes. Yeah, nothing but hits here. Nothing that I feel the need to buy at the moment, though I am absolutely rolling in dough for the first time in my life. Feels good to have so much money. The last couple of bosses have had really high payouts. Over here we can buy, oh, looks like Staves of Sorcery are actually, oh no wait, this is the flame ones. I have to remember, Staff of Sorcery and Staff of Wizardry are different. I held onto the Staff of Wizardry simply because it's something that I don't think can be bought in stores. Interestingly, there's some like redundant supply between these two adjacent shops. What's this? A Vulcan gun. Oh yeah, we've seen enemies use this before. This is a group targeting weapon. Actually, it would be nice to have one of these. I think Natsmer's explosive photons could use a replacement, so let's buy a Vulcan gun for her. And let's check on Father's equipment while we're in here as well. Let's see, replace explosive photons with the Vulcan gun, very cool. Upgrading 660 weapon from 500, so not a huge upgrade, but a welcome one. And let's see, Father down here. Let's see, ooh, a unique whip, Father's whip, a whip favored by a man who continues a journey to save the world. Not just one world, many worlds. And he has a Vulcan gun himself, as well as a Magnum, wearing a battle exosuit. Ooh, and he has a Staff of Healing in addition to his Cure Tome. Father, quite the healer here. Yeah, Elodie really takes after him. Okay, and what's his spirit stat, by the way? His spirit stat's 60. That's incredible. That's a lot higher than Elodie's at the moment. In part because I no longer have relics, so even if I wanted to, I couldn't equip Elodie with a relic that increases her spirit stat. I just got that sweet Masamune not long ago, and Zenith's already feeling the loss of it. It's a real shame. We're gonna have to fight without those relics from here on out, though. Gonna be a little bit on the weaker side. Let's see, I think I'm okay with the rest of my equipment before we leave this weapon shop, though. How is everyone looking? Let's see, Zenith still has plenty of uses of his Mountain Storm. He could probably use a new weapon in the near future, though he does have that Rune Axe. Let's see, Natsmer looking okay here, still 37 uses of Magnum, just got that Vulcan gun. Alright, I think we can carry on from here. No need to buy any additional weapons, though I'll probably be back here before the game runs out. If I'm going to be doing Nasty Dungeon, I'm going to need some new equipment for that, because that's quite the endurance test. Let's see, I've already been up and around there. Is there anything in this central part of town? I see the donut here on the map. Doesn't look like there's anything I can interact with, though. What was this? I saw a pawnbroker around here somewhere. Did he disappear? I guess the pawnbroker just kind of comes and goes as he pleases. Let's see, we have an angel over here. That's nice to have him around. And what do we have in the tool shop over here? Looks like a haunted house from the outside. Alright, what'll it be? Let's see, here we can buy Genji gloves and circlets, which are items we've gotten before but not had available in the stores. You can buy Staff of Healing here, along with cottages. Actually, wait, what's a door? A magic door which teleports the user to a specified location previously visited. Oh, okay, so I could compensate for the lack of my angel wings by buying a door. And I am actually going to buy a door just to be safe. I like having the way of getting out of a dungeon if I need to. I'm going to buy a cottage as well, which is basically a free portable inn. I can see that coming in handy, and now that I've actually got the money, I don't mind picking one up. See, I think I'll pass on the gloves and the circlet for the moment, because I'd like to see if there's any more armor available in this town before I buy any. Let's see, we can buy cure tomes and stabs of healing over here along with some other stuff. And elixirs are for sale for once. Elixir, an item that fully restores someone's HP, but unlike a lot of the other healing items in this game, it only has a single use, which is too bad. The final dungeon to the south of this town is long. It's good to take cottages since they are the same as staying in an inn. Yeah, I was thinking that myself. Alright, let's pull out the excavate map ability since I see a point up here at which I can do that. Maybe find something valuable here. It'd be nice to get another cottage, actually, since the guy mentions it. Probably not that lucky, though. Let's see what I get. We have a gold nugget. Okay. Something I'd like to sell soon. Is this a tavern up here? Yeah, it is. It's a pub. Alright, what are the rumors here in Final Town? The boss of the final dungeon is immune to paralysis, sleep, poison, and death magic. Okay, that's kind of what I'd expect from a boss, really. Let's see, it seems as though we're connected by very strong... That's true, we are very good friends. Yeah, go ahead, take a look. What is this guy? Like, is he... Okay, there's a town where a man of the former Giants clan lives. Yeah, I've been there. Seems there's a treasure resting near that town. Oh, cool. Okay. So this guy... apparently, depending on your team title, he'll make new treasures appear in various places. That's pretty nice. I don't feel like making the trip back to Giantstown right now because I would have to use up that door item or make the long trek on foot. I'm not even sure I can make that trek, really. Like, you would think that without my relics I would no longer be able to pass through a lot of those passageways, but I think the fact that I've opened those star doors once means that I can retrace my footsteps as many times as I want. Okay, so now I need to reconsider. Do I actually want these Genji gloves and circlet? Like, are these better than gloves and helmets I have right now? I'm not sure. Let's see, it was 10 for the gloves, 20 for the helmet. Let's see, we have Genji gloves here, giant helmet here, so I want one circlet, 1 gloves, 2 circlets. Alright, so we're buying one set of gloves and 2 circlets from here to upgrade Zenith's and Natsmir's equipment. Let's go ahead, buy 1, 2 gloves. Wait, I said 1 glove, 2 circlet. Oh, well, whatever. And now, wait, I'm out of money. My money already ran out. That was incredibly quickly that my money ran out. I felt like I had so much coming into this town. Okay, replace this giant helmet with a circlet over here. That'll decrease his strength, but that's not a big deal right now. His strength was relevant when he was equipping that Masamune, but now that he's back to using taijutsu techniques, it no longer matters. And over here, we'll replace these giant gloves with some Genji gloves, and this mithril helmet with, I wasn't able to buy a second circlet, but we do now have this giant helmet, and I don't think I have anything for virtue here. Unless, yeah, none of these things are any better off. Actually, a Genji glove's equivalent to a dragon shield. Probably sells for more, though. How does this compare? Okay, the Genji gloves are better than his giant armor. So I have a giant armor and some other things to sell. I'll take care of that here. Go ahead and sell. Oh yeah, we have explosive photons now to sell as well, since I equipped a new weapon to Natsmir. Go to the giant armor, the giant's gloves, the mithril helmet, and the gold nugget. Wow, that was an incredibly expensive gold nugget, wasn't it? Okay, so now I can afford the additional circlet, which I will give to Zenith, or was it to Natsmir? It's to Natsmir, okay. Replace Natsmir's giant helmet with the circlet. Okay, and now I think I finally got all of my equipment adjudicated for the trip to the final dungeon. It's called the final dungeon, but it's not exactly the end of the game here. We still have some things left to do afterward. That to-do list I started the episode out with are all very present in my mind. But I'd like to advance a little bit further in the game before I retract. Hey, the pawnbroker's back. Okay. I don't have the need for his services at the moment. Virtue's HP increased, so I will rest at the inn to restore that, and then I'll venture outside town. Okay, where to go from here? I see the sky pillar on the map. We weren't able to actually follow Apollo through it because we no longer have any relics, But once we've retrieved this 78th relic, we'll be backtracking. Oh, okay. I was a bit confused because it looked like there was a wall here, but that's right. The town is inside a crater. Man, I wonder what sort of terrible fate fell upon that town that it's now like resting in a crater and it's now like entirely in ruins. Like a bomb was dropped on the place or something, it looks like. Anyway, we have an excavate point over here, and inside the chest is an acceleration device, probably something to increase the agility of a robot, I'm guessing. We'll try that on over here. Let's see. Acceleration device, a magical energy source that stimulates agility. Oh, wait, it's 20 uses. Oh, okay, never mind. This is just one of those items that you use in battle as a temporary increase to your stats, I suppose. Not something that I'm interested in using up any of my equipment slots on, if that's the case. And down here in this other crater, we have the final dungeon, which we'll be heading into in a moment. First, we're going to get in this fight with a 4-6 toad. Okay. I wonder if that name made more sense before translation. Oh, the Aegis shield is gone. Elodie is going to have to do something else on her turn for once. Let's see. Oh, why is Psychoblast back to the bottom of her list? That's right, I had to reset after a loss, and so Elodie's abilities are back in the wrong order. I liked Psychoblast on the top because she wasn't going to forget it that way. Alright, well, I'll change things around after this fight. Hopefully she won't learn a new ability here. And let's see, what is Father going to do? We'll just use Father's Whip for the time being. Deal a ton of damage, and that's enough to wrap up the fight there. Okay, and we get an evaluation for Calliope. From Calliope, that is. Okay, so yeah, ability screen, changing the order of Elodie's abilities. Poison Fog is something I'm willing to part with because Psychoblast is essentially strictly better. Well, strictly is obviously not the term, but it's essentially better than Poison Fog. Let's see, we have an excavate point somewhere around here. I see it, there it is. And this should be the last excavation point on the map. I don't think I saw any others, and from here we'll be able to head into the final cave. But first, let's get a bazooka. Okay, cool. Don't think I'm going to be equipping that right away since I did just buy that new gun for Natsmer, and it probably fills a similar role, but let's take a look. Let's see, the bazooka, yeah, it is a group targeting weapon, deals 490 damage, which is less than the 660 of the Vulcan gun. Is there something special about it to compensate for the lower power? Let's see, launches a rocket at the target, causing a large explosion. Okay, so possibly a secondary effect, possible that we're just getting that a little bit later in the game than would have been best for it. But no matter, probably something I'll just end up selling for now. Let's go ahead, head inside this cave here if I can find the proper entrance. Alright, it's right here, and ooh, alright. This is an interesting looking place. Unfortunately, no new music to go along with it, but I'm quite satisfied just by how different this place looks than everywhere that we've been so far. And we've got these weird glowing pod things which stand out just as much as the eggs did back in Valhalla Palace, but they appear to be equally non-functional. And we have a battle, some Nagas, some wizards, and a Chimera. Let's start things out with Psychoblast from Elodie. We'll go ahead and put this Rune Axe, which I still apparently haven't been able to use. We'll drop the Rune Axe on the Chimera over here. I do actually have to look out for wizards now. I'm no longer immune to practically every magic in the game now that I can no longer rely on the Aegis shield. We'll use missiles with Virtue here since there are so many enemies in the fight. And a Vulcan gun from Father, we'll put that on the wizards as well. Taking no damage from the Sunder. I guess I am immune to a lot of magic still by virtue of my dragon armor, but I'm not protected from death. Or am I? Why am I immune to death? That's interesting. I did not expect to be immune to that death attack, but I'm quite happy that I am. A little bit of damage on Zenith there from the Naga, not too bad though. Wizard's able to withstand the barrage from Father's Vulcan gun there. A little bit of damage from the Chimera. All in all, though, this fight's going pretty well. The enemies here not as threatening as I feared they would be now that we no longer have the power of the relics on our side. No longer have that Aegis shield or that Masamune, and additionally Natsmer and Virtue both have lower stats than they have in the past. In Natsmer's case, she lost a defense crystal, Virtue lost a power crystal. So a little bit higher damage intake and lower damage output, respectively. I get a slice with the Rune Axe there. It wasn't able to hit though, so I wasn't able to determine whether, as I suspected, it had some secondary effect that I wasn't aware of. Passing the combo over here to Elodie, who uses Psycho Shock for the first time. Wow, okay, that's one of the cooler animations I've seen in this game. And a Spirit Increase for Elodie, fantastic. Spirit Increase for Zenith as well. Oh, okay, so his axe is spirit-based, isn't it? Did I just not notice that when I was equipping it to him? Hold on, let's check. Let's check the description of that axe. Because it says it's strength-based, interesting. So apparently this is a weapon which deals damage based on the user's strength, and yet has a chance of raising the user's spirit at the end of battle. Well, I actually don't mind using that with him at all, because I wouldn't mind increasing his spirit stat, because that means it'll be easier to heal him. And speaking of healing, let's go ahead and use a Staff of Healing of Fathers here to restore everyone's HP following that encounter. And then head deeper into the final dungeon. Let's see, what do we have over here? Any treasures over here next to this glowing thing? Do not appear to be. Whoa, that bird just flew right past me. It didn't see me at all. Alright, well I managed to slip by it, and we get to head on to the next floor. Final dungeon, basement 1 floor. And there's an excavation point over here somewhere. Let's see if I can hit that before I get into an encounter. I see 2 enemies coming for me, so this might be another double. I really should be more careful since I no longer have Odin's support. We have some Dragon Scale Gauntlets, which is an item that I'll be looking at as soon as I'm able to escape from these enemies by ducking into this door here. Okay, Dragon Scale Gauntlet. I just bought some new gloves, but that's okay. If they're better than the Genji gloves, I don't mind having these at all, and it appears that they are. Gauntlets made from dragon scales. It is of the highest quality. Okay, so we have a defense increase of 10 from the Genji gloves, versus 14 from the Dragon Scale. Who needs it more, Zenith or Natsmer? Okay, so even without the defense crystal, Natsmer's defense is slightly higher than Zenith's, so we'll give him the Dragon Scale Gauntlets. That'll pretty much tie things up. He's 1 ahead in the race. And what do we have in this chest here? It's yellow on the map, which gives me a good feeling about it. We have a Hell Wheel. No clue what that could be. Is it a... what is it, a big wheel? It's a taijutsu technique, a secret grappling technique that redirects the enemy's full momentum, launching them with little force from... what a long description from the user. Okay, so it's a taijutsu technique, something that Zenith is interested in. So once he uses up either his flying knee kick or the triple lunge, that'll be the replacement. I should probably try to use up one or the other of those sometime soon, since he doesn't need both of them. Though I would rather use them on bosses than not. I think he's going to be okay either way. Let's see, that one direction was a dead end. So we'll follow this one over here. Ooh, this looks like a much larger floor than the last one. A little bit more exploring over here. But I see on the minimap that this direction just leads to a chest, and it's a yellow one at that, so no de-trapping necessary. Oh, but there is a trap in another sense, and we are locked in this room. Rib cage rises up from the ground, traps us in here. Ooh, what a creepy, like, gray sort of creature there. But it's just a group of 4 wizards, nothing I haven't been able to deal with perfectly fine in the past. The wizards did nothing but cast death this entire fight, which was ineffective on all of my characters, so I was able to wrap things up in 1 round without taking any damage. Zenith gets a max HP increase for some reason anyway, and a spirit increase because he's continuing to use that rune axe. Gun handling increase for Natsmer, and a little over 1,000 Kiro for it. Do I have to fight another encounter before I get to the chest? Yep, I expected to. Usually when I get trapped in these rooms, it seems that there are 2 fights. This one also against wizards, though there are 7 of them this time, so it might pose a little bit more of a challenge, but if they all just decide to use death again, then I'm not worried about it at all. Let's use the Vulcan gun here with Natsmer. We've already seen that from Father, but nice to start using hers as well. Yeah, a lot of damage there from Father's Vulcan gun. I don't expect this fight to last any longer than the last one did, since I'm mainly focusing on group targeting attacks here in this fight. Yep, immune to Blizzard too, guys. That's not particularly useful. Alright, well, he's curing, which may allow that wizard to survive the first round without the damage from Father's attack on him. But even if he does, I don't see these guys posing much of a danger to me at this point. There's a flame, which is something I haven't seen them use before, but I think everyone should be immune to this. Oh, actually, Virtue and Father are not immune to that. Okay, neither of them are equipping dragon armors. That's perfectly fine, though. Ooh, Virtue actually goes down. Okay, they figured out that he wasn't immune to magic the way most of my characters were, and they exploited my weakness. Alright, the Psychoblast's gonna wrap things up here most likely, since Zenith was unable to. And sure enough, they all go down. We get a little over 3,000 Kiro. Ripsy are happy with me for letting Virtue die in that fight. I'll be sure to pop him back up with Father's Heal Tome as soon as I get the chance. Yeah, as I thought, only 2 encounters here, so we're free to open the chest and find out what's inside as soon as I do this healing here. Start with the Cure Tome. Let's see, these 2 could probably afford to be topped off. I'll continue using the Cure Tome. I don't see that actually running out realistically in the time that Father is in the party. And in this chest we have a Sunblade. Okay, new sword already? Let's see if that's better than anything Virtue has. Seems to be most of the time, probably replacing his dragon sword with this. The Sunblade, a longsword, a sword imbued with the power of the sun god. Its radiant light deals excessive damage to undead. Okay, interesting. It's kind of hard to tell most of the time whether an enemy is undead or not. I guess they're like zombie and skeleton enemies that are pretty obvious, but I wonder if like ghosts are considered undead. Anyway, we've got that Sunblade, and it does actually deal more damage than his Defender, so I'll move it to the top of the list. Also, I'm pretty sure that Defender is bad luck. I've never noticed him hit with it, and I've seen him miss with it dozens of times in the Odin fight, so I'm happy to have Sunblade on the top of the list there, next to the Yoichi's bow and missiles, all items I'm very, very happy with up until this point. Anyway, now that I've cleared out this room, I think that's all I've got time for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you next time when I continue to explore the final dungeon.